Good morning, Coach.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, and I know you're going to tell me it's just one, and I get that, and we're going to look at the season as a whole, and we're going to look ahead. But let's start with what happened last night, and we'll get into the history between these two programs. But you won your fifth in a row over the Lady Vols, and really a statement win. You controlled the game, but still, you look up going to the fourth quarter. It's a very competitive game, and at winning time, you guys just put the hammer to them. I mean, there's no other way to put around, to dance around it. You dominated the fourth quarter. They, meaning Tennessee, there the last few minutes knew it was over, and they were ready to get out of there 86-65. I know it's just one game, but it was a big win for your team, and you have to be awfully proud of the effort.
Really proud of the effort. I thought throughout the course of the game, you can't be passive against those guys with their size and athleticism and how they defend. And I thought we were really aggressive. I thought 17 second-half free throws, getting to the line that many times. We really tried to match the board intensity. Those are just numbers that show you're being aggressive. And I'm really proud, but again, you enjoy that till midnight. You get ready for the next one. We've got a huge game with LSU on Sunday at 1 o'clock.
Your team, we know about the 6 seniors you lost from last year, and you knew that it was going to be a work in progress this year, and you've had some great moments, one of them being last night, been a little inconsistent. But you lose Jordan Lewis, who's kind of the heart and soul of your team at point guard, and that's an adjustment. Thankfully for Alabama basketball, you recruited a great player in Sierra Johnson, and I thought last night she moved over. Not only did she score 15 second-half points, 17 for the game, but I think she was interviewed on television afterwards, and she was most proud of how she ran the team. And those are big shoes to fill with Jordan Lewis. And talk about the job that Sierra did last night and how your team's adjusted to not having, arguably your best player.
Well, the loss of Jordan was devastating, and not just because she's our best player, but she's our most experienced player. And, experience in this league is really important. So you look up and you've got a point guard and a two guard now that have no experience in the SEC. And at the end of the day, as much as you want to, in your mind, think that doesn't matter, it really does. And I think Sierra was really good cerebrally last night. She made some great decisions. We were able to pull their 5 out and do some things inside, and she really picked the right side. She got everybody to their spots. And it's all about spacing. It's all about continuity and how can we put everybody in a position in the half court to be successful. And she's really starting to understand that and not overthink it, but also not let it paralyze her ability to score. And, I thought Megan Abrams at the 2, the second half, had 8 big points for us. She's really struggled from the field, but it's like I tell her, just keep shooting it. She's shooting the lights out in practice. So thought those two really did a good job. I thought Hannah Barber came off the bench and really settled us down at times and really made some great decisions at the point guard. So we're going to have it by committee right now. All 3 of those are first-year players, and they're really doing a good job and really trying. The effort's there. We just need the experience and the time. It's going to take care of itself.
As I said, I'm going to get into the season as a whole, and we'll get to LSU and talk about some other subjects. But I don't want to leave this Tennessee game yet because of what you've been able to do. And I know you got bigger goals, first and foremost, getting into the NCAA tournament. But Alabama had lost 41 times in a row to Tennessee. 41 times. It's one of the most remarkable streaks in collegiate sports. To just beat them once is an accomplishment. But to beat them for the first time in Tuscaloosa, then do it again last night, to beat them last season for the first time in Knoxville, and to reel off 5 in a row against arguably the greatest program in the history of women's college basketball. I know UConn is there as well, but they're in the conversation. And I watched a lot of the talking heads last night pregame saying, "Well, Tennessee's desperate. They've lost 3 in a row. They're not gonna lose 4 in a row in the conference. They never lost 3 in a row before that." Well, you were desperate too. You lost 3 in a row, and you came in and you put it to them. Just big picture aside, the accomplishment for this program to rise up against Tennessee and after losing 41 in a row to win 5 in a row. It's pretty remarkable to me.
It is in the fact that it shows we're making progress. It portrays that we're moving the program forward. I think we became only the 8th program in the history to win 5 or more consecutive games against the Lady Vols, and I think the only SEC program. And so, it should give our kids confidence, and we want to do that back-to-back. Again, our goals are much bigger than just one game over a Tennessee team, but we understand that, what we've done has just been something we can build on, and we need to bottle this up today and take it into the weekend. But it's been a lot of fun. You know, I wish I could put an orange jersey on everybody.
That's what I was thinking.
You know, maybe that'd make a little bit of difference. But it's an incredible accomplishment, especially for Shakira Wade. When you look at our senior, her and Taylor Berry have gone 5-1 against the University of Tennessee. I mean, that's an incredible accomplishment. It shows the program's moving forward. You don't do those things if there's not a lot of progress being made.
Coach Kristy Curry with us here on the Bud Light Hotline. I was thinking the same thing. If you can convince them they're playing Tennessee every game, you'll never lose. 10-8 overall, 2-3 in the league. That was a big win. You had started out with a win over Florida in conference play, lost a heartbreaker at South Carolina, turned it over too much against Auburn. You know, just got the wheels blown off at Texas A&M, but come back and to beat Tennessee. But as you know, I've been around coaches my whole life, and I know you're focused on Sunday afternoon against LSU and building momentum from this Tennessee victory. How important is that to come back and play well against a good LSU team on Sunday afternoon?
Well, it's really important. You know, the confidence that we should have gained from last night, we need to learn how to carry that over, and the consistency, and to surround this game with the right kind of energy and effort, the response. We talked a lot about our response from Sunday and how we responded last night. Now, how do we respond this Sunday? You know, it's a 1 o'clock game. It's our We Backpack game, you know, to raise awareness for a terrible disease in Alzheimer's. And we're recognizing the 25th anniversary of the 1996 Final Four team. And Rick Moody and his entire team will be in town. And it's a really special day, and our kids need to play with energy and effort that kind of day deserves.
10-8 overall, as I said, 2-3 in the league. When you look at the schedule you've played, of course, obviously the SEC schedule is incredibly tough, but out of the conference as well. And I know you don't want to get too far ahead, but there's still an opportunity for this team, I think, based on the games remaining, to get into the NCAA tournament. Now, again, I know you're probably focused on LSU, but it, you know, do you feel like that's still out there if you can get on a roll?
Absolutely. You know, your strength of schedule before the LSU game was at 42. I mean, before the Tennessee game, you know it's going to go up from last night. You know how much that win against the top 10 or 15 scheduling team will count in your RPI. So we've got ourselves in a position. You know, that's the goal. That's what we think about and dream about every day around here, and we're working toward. But again, it's one game at a time. Continue to improve, continue to control the things that we can, and that's our energy and effort every single day. We want to dominate the day around here, so we're back to work.
As we stated, losing Jordan Lewis is just a big blow, but you have to overcome it. You are doing that. You've been through a recruiting cycle since you've been at UA, but when you got here, let's be honest, I mean, the first goal was just to try to get athletic enough and get enough players in here just to be competitive. I mean, that just wasn't the situation. You've done that. You know, beating Tennessee, beating some of these other teams you beat in the league. I know this is, I hate to use the term rebuilding year, but it's a little bit of a transition year based on that big senior class that you had. But to at least have the program that to the point that, you know, even whether it's Mississippi State, Tennessee, whoever it may be, that athletically most nights you can compete with these teams. Am I right there?
Absolutely. We feel like on any given night we give ourselves a chance now. And you know, we're just excited about this team in the future. You know, there's Shelby Gibson on the bench who had 9 double-doubles in the SEC a year ago, along with Amber Richardson and 2 more signees. So we feel like the future is incredibly bright. We return everybody but Shakira Wade and Taylor Berry. So, you know, the strength in numbers, that's what this league is about. It's a deep, talented league, and you've got to build that. And it is a little bit of a build as far as the inexperience, but we feel like we put ourselves in a position, you know, to win on any given night. And that's all you can ask for.
All right, finally, before I let you go, Coach, I know that, you know, we're in a competitive environment for sports. There's so many entertainment options. There's so many just different sports options on television and in person. But you're going to play the game whether there's 10,000 fans or 1 fan in the stand. I get that. But coming off that win last night at home on Sunday afternoon, you mentioned honoring the only Final Four team in Alabama women's basketball history. It's a Sunday afternoon. It's going to be cold. It's going to be a good day to be inside. I'm asking for some support, and I'm sure you'd appreciate it if the crowd responded and came out there in big numbers on Sunday afternoon, because I know there's NFL football, but you can DVR that if you want to, and plus there'll be another game on after your basketball game. This would be a great opportunity, I think, a perfect timing scenario with a big game, the Final Four team in town, cold weather outside, not a lot of other live entertainment options on Sunday afternoon to come out. If you've never come to a game, this would be a great time to make it your first.
Absolutely, and against a really good LSU team that's big and physical and athletic. And, it's just a great opportunity. We would appreciate everybody's support. We've had great crowds, much improved. We've had tremendous student turnout the past 3 games. We would just appreciate everybody coming out and being the team behind our team.
Well, you're going to get some bounce off this win last night, because I don't have to tell you, there's certain teams, when you beat them, it resonates. If you beat Alabama in football, it resonates. You beat Kentucky in men's basketball, it resonates. And you beat Tennessee in women's basketball, it resonates with your fan base. So I think it's going to be an exciting atmosphere on Sunday afternoon. Thanks so much, Coach.
Thanks so much. Y'all have a great day. Roll Tide.